guys, and welcome to something different. Now, I used to do this. It's called story time. Now, I don't understand. I've seen quite a few YouTubers have started doing this, like they're telling like stories about their life. Obviously, not trying to do boring stories of someone like I went to the shop and all that crap. But still, nevertheless, obviously, you know I used to do this. If you were an old viewer of my stream, I used to do it, and I used to do quite a lot of them. Now, people loved my story times because I got some really weird stories. Now, yeah, now. This one today, as you can see by the title already, a lot of people have done this. How did I get hit by a car? I thought I was not the only one who like been hit by a car or something. Obviously, I know loads of people get hit by a car daily, but like my story is different to other people's. We could just say that. Now, it starts off in sixth form. Jesus Christ, this chair's going out the window in a minute. Right, it starts off I was in sixth form, and I believe the lesson was travel and tourism. Now, if you're planning on to go into sixth form or something, and you want to do travel and tourism, don't pick it, because it is terrible. And literally, I think I was predicted 3 A stars. I got, or 4 A stars, I got 4 U's, because that tells you how much I cared about the lesson and the fact that I didn't have a clue what the hell I was doing anyway. But, literally, one day I just thought, nah, I just don't, my teacher ain't going to see this, because I sort of said I was ill. I basically one day just went, oh, I don't want to go to the lesson anymore. I don't want to go to lesson. I can't be asked today. I just want to get on the bus and go home. So I thought, fuck it, right. It's end of lunch. I got my last lesson. It was the last lesson, 2 o'clock, and then 3 o'clock you go home. I was like, nah. I'm gonna go home. I'm going home. Right, bam. Walked out the front gate. The sign out. They don't even give a crap, to be honest. Like you just walk out this front elevating bit, and then you just walk out, sign out, bye bye. Obviously, the receptionist doesn't know what lesson you're in because there's about 1,000 other kids, but still. I've walked out, I've walked down the street. Now, you got Sainsbury's, like the bus stop is just down this high street. So you turn this corner, you just walk up this hill, sort of little tiny hill thing, and cross the road and everything, and then you're standing there. Like, you can go left to the bus stop, which is only a few hundred metres away. Like, you just go left and there's a pub there and everything. You can just stand at the bus stop, wait for the bus. Or, you can do what I do. You can stand there at the traffic lights, waiting, and the Sainsbury's literally just there. You just walk across and the Sainsbury's just there, so it's pretty cool. So the Sainsbury's is pretty right next to the school, which I don't go to anymore, but still. So literally, I'm standing there on my own, obviously no one around me, because obviously I'm bunked off my lesson and stuff. Like, don't bunk off your lesson, this is karma for you. No one bunk off your lesson, kids, because obviously, yeah, no matter how much you hate lessons. But yeah, and I'm standing there and standing there. I've obviously pressed the button, and yeah, I've just stepped out and fuck me, I shit myself up then. I literally stepped out and bang! Before I know it, I don't know, I must have blacked out. I am on top, literally, genuine story, I am on top of a car, and it's driving down the road with me on top of it. My legs are dangling in front of the flipping windscreen. I am generally sitting on top of the car, and my legs are dangling on the windscreen. I'm actually holding Dom by the side, shitting myself, thinking, is it going to stop? I don't know if it's going to stop or not. I was even in my head, as it was driving along, thinking, do I jump off? Because if they're not going to stop, I'm going to be stuck on the top of a car while it's driving along. I can't lie, I was shitting it. Obviously, well, I wasn't exactly shitting. I don't know, I sort of just looked around. There was some woman walking, because it's only a high street thing, so like cars come both ways, there's parked cars, there's a petrol station and stuff. I don't want to get into that. But I'm going on, and there's this woman walking along on the other side. I'm looking at her, and it's like, she's doing this. I'm just like, and she's driving along. I must have gone. I went from the traffic lights to the bus stop, which is about, I don't know, 500-600 metres ish. That's probably way off. But literally, I'm on top of this car, and she's driving along, and she is not stopping. I've been hit by a car. But the thing is, I just blacked out. And before I knew it, I was on top of the car driving along. I don't remember rolling up or anything. She slowly went to a stop. This is where, when they called for an ambulance, I've just slid off the car, turned round, saw 2 women in the car crying. Oh, this isn't the worst bit about the women crying. Oh my God, seriously, I've ruined someone's life. It's the fact that I just wanted to get off. I was at my bus was coming along. I just wanted to get on the bus. I got swamped by people. I literally got like swamped by about 5 people all around me, like, oh God, are you okay? Yeah, I was like, I got a big cut all over my hands and everything, but that's all that hurt. Nothing else hurt, just my hands. My hands only hurt a little bit, like where it was all cut up and everything, and literally it was all bruised and black and blah, blah, blah. But literally, I just wanted to get on my bus and go home. I was perfectly fine. Wrecked a car. I'm joking. That's not. The worst part about it was that the woman, she wasn't just a driver driving her friend. She was a learner driver. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, so this woman was a learner driver and she just hit me. So obviously she was crying her eyes out. I didn't know who hit me though, because they were both crying their eyes out like they've just killed someone. I was like, I'm fine. Like, I just want to get on my bus. But thank God I didn't. I got loads of free food and drink out of the pub. But seriously, when they got the paramedic to come, they called an ambulance and everything. The ambulance was like, I want to take you to the hospital. I was like, no, I'm fine. Seriously, I just like, it's like checked me out and everything. Like, and he was just like, you are the luckiest person I've ever known. Like, most people, when you get hit by a car, most people just slam on the brakes, obviously, to stop you. And like, this is where if I was on the roof, he slams on the brakes, I'm going to go bang, straight into the floor. When she slowly stopped, and came to the stop by braking slowly, that's where it probably saved my life. And the fact that I James Bond rolled up the freaking thing. I don't know how. Like, so a car's coming along, I've rolled up it, and I've managed to get into a sitting position. I'm sitting on top of the car. It's oh dear Lord, like, it's a mind fuck. And from that day, I can't lie, I was sort of like, I didn't really like crossing the road. Every single day from then, I looked left, right, and I don't remember if it was a red light or green light or anything, to be honest. I can't remember anything apart from I was on top of the car and he was driving along. It was a really fuck a minute my car, and I didn't go in for the next school to the next week. And yeah, that's my story. I got hit by a car, but it's the fact that I rolled on top of the car and it drove along with me on top of it. It was pretty insane. But yeah, that is my story. Don't bunk off school or you will be hit by a car. But that's not the end of it. That's not the end of it. This is where the good bit comes in. I come home as any normal 17, 16, I can't remember. Yeah, 17, 16-year-old kid would. Get on his Xbox after he's just been hit by a car. Open my season ticket pack. My mum and dad are in the room. This room exactly here. I'm sitting here. I'm playing Xbox. Open my season ticket pack. Aguero! I went, fuck yes! And my parents were just literally standing behind me talking. I got Aguero in a pack. Now that was like 200k. And this was before I was selling coins. And so I was rich, somewhat to me. So I was proper happy over that. And funny enough, a few days later, because obviously I was live streaming all the time this, and I got Neymar in a pack. And I got Danny Alves. I've never had such a good pack like in a week. And this was crazy. And then it just died down after a while. It's almost like karma's got me and then sort of delivered me the goods. But guys, that is my story about being hit by a car. I don't know if you guys are going to enjoy this because I know quite a few YouTubers do this sort of thing now. I used to do it on my live streams a lot. But yeah, that is my story. If you want to hear more story time and stuff like this, I'm more than happy to. I've got a few odd stories that can be quite funny. But yeah, apart from that, guys, if you have enjoyed this, make sure you smash that like button. We absolutely greatly appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new around here for more story time and FIFA 15 content. I do hope to see you next time. Goodbye.